Every day appeared mundane at first glance, yet beneath the tranquil routine, a weight bore down on me. Sunrise, coffee brewing, house standing unperturbed. But it wasn't just the quiet monotony that weighed on me. There was something more profound hidden beneath. I had known for some time, not because she admitted, not because someone alerted me, but because patterns never deceive. Caroline believed herself to be cunning, thinking her extended work hours and phone privacy tactics could go unnoticed. She thought I was oblivious, but I wasn't. Instead of confronting her swiftly or accusing her rashly, I watched, I gathered. Time passed while I waited. Silence holds immense power, especially when the other person assumes it to be ignorance. Weeks slipped by as I observed her becoming increasingly complacent in her deceit, replacing caution with confidence and fear with carelessness. She truly believed herself invincible, which was her first mistake. The night everything changed, she entered the room with the same casual air of familiarity. She sensed a distance, my energy had shifted. She sat facing me, scrutinizing my countenance. When she asked the question she'd been harboring for days, "Why don't you want me anymore?" Her voice trembled slightly, not dramatically, just enough to hint at doubt. She was seeking reassurance in my eyes for the version of me that would pardon all transgressions. I felt something when she asked, but it wasn't vulnerability, it was clarity. I observed the subtle alterations in her demeanor, the flash of apprehension in her irises, the minuscule hesitation before she breathed in. A part of her had guessed, she had overstepped. Instead of wrath, I smiled, not derision, not bitterness, just a tranquil, measured smile of one who regained control. "Because," I stated calmly, "you gave to someone else what was ours." Pause. The words did not resonate, they fell. Her face froze in the middle of an expression, bewilderment first, then disbelief, then something chillier, terror. In that instant, she comprehended, I recognized. My composure was born of oblivion, my endurance stemmed from feebleness. It was discernment. For a brief pause in time, she remained speechless. Her mind churned, attempting to determine the extent and duration of my knowledge, how thoroughly she had misjudged the situation. I didn't intend for it to occur," she murmured softly. This wasn't an effective defense, it was a sign of desperation. I chose not to challenge her or demand specifics. I didn't unveil my method of discovery. The proof was no longer pertinent. The truth had been etched on her countenance. Words started to pour forth, confusion, loneliness, emotional detachment, words cloaked in flimsy reasoning. Yet I wasn't engaging in an argument with her. I had ceased seeking answers. It is unnerving to confront someone who refuses to react as anticipated. She had braced herself for wrath, for shouting, for begging. She was not ready for serenity. Her self-assurance began to falter slowly. The haughtiness that once facilitated deceit was eroding beneath the burden of silent responsibility, minutes stretching awkwardly long. She slumped down, her shoulders drooping as the awareness of repercussions supplanted the delusion of dominion. Each action she took now was diminished, subdued. She had misjudged vigilance. She had misjudged endurance. Above all, she had underestimated self-worth. What we shared, I stated calmly, was predicated on trust. Once that's broken, it doesn't recover. Tears welled up. Not theatrical cries, just the gradual crumbling of one who had gambled and lost. She expressed remorse, softly, persistently, more exposed than I had seen her in years. However, apologies after revelation differ from honesty before treachery. They hold less significance. The room seemed smaller. The atmosphere was dense. The bond we once possessed stood between us like a frail edifice that had already collapsed. We were merely acknowledging the debris. By the night's end, the atmosphere had transformed dramatically. She was no longer defiant or self-assured. Instead, she fell silent. This wasn't due to humiliation or shouting, but because she realized that certain boundaries, once breached, made reconciliation impossible. I didn't resort to yelling, nor did I chase her for explanations. No revenge was sought. The tranquil truth proved more cutting than rage. As dusk descended, an unexpected sensation washed over me. Not anger, not victory, but closure. I had safeguarded my self-respect, maintained my composure, and declined to mirror her turmoil. She lingered in the room like a specter of remorse, but I ceased feeling accountable for bearing it. She had misjudged. And now she recognized that honor doesn't vent, it stays steadfast. Upon leaving that dialogue, I didn't feel shattered. Instead, I felt resilient. For in confrontation, the most potent reaction is restraint, composure. She'd never minimize it again like that.